Hello everyone of class 8 standard. Today we'll just talk about the bimetallic strip, and this is the automatic fire alarm. Actually this diagram and question 4 marks question will come from here. So this actually bimetallic strip, what is that? This one is, we have just used the term that bimetallic strip or bimetallic any type of thing. Bimetallic means two metals will be there. Okay, suppose two types of metals are present like that. In this way, if any metal you have just made a rectangular shape, a strip you have made, suppose this side is a different type of metal and this side have different type of metal. Now what are the functions of this type of metal? Suppose here the inward is one alloy. Okay, this one is made here, and other side suppose aluminum or any other material you have used here. Now if the heat will be given to that one, then the expansion of the both side will be different, because different types of material we are using here. Suppose heat will be given, then what can be actually obtained, that it can just bend in this way. Okay, it can bend in this way, that one side can bend more here. Suppose this side can bend this way. Okay, if the expansivity will be more there, if the expansivity will be more less there, then that side will just bend less there. So this is actually the bimetallic strip construction. Now the actual use of this bimetallic strip, suppose if you are talking about, then bimetallic strip is used in case of the automatic fire alarm. Okay, automatic fire alarm, suppose if you are talking about, then this is the construction. What is actually we are just using here. Now look here, in this case one bimetallic strip we are using. Okay, that is given what type of thing, one is invar and other is nickel and something else. Okay, so here the two materials are used. One is having higher expansivity, the top side it can bend in this way. Okay, and the other side is having the less actually expansivity, which will not just bend too much. So now this is the contact point. Now if you see this circuit, this is the battery. Okay, this portion is the battery, this is the positive side of the battery, this is the negative side of the battery, you all know that. So current will definitely just generated from the battery. So I current will pass through this whole circuit. But if you see properly, then this circuit is not a complete circuit. This circuit is here in this portion, in the contact point. It is actually detached with these all circuits. So current will definitely generate, but it will not circulate through this particular circuit. That current will not actually just rotate in this circuit. So whenever actually what will happen, now heat from the fire, that as it is a automatic fire alarm, so when heat will just come in this bimetallic strip, then what will happen, due to the property of this bimetallic strip, it will bend in this way. So when it will bend in this way, then it will touch this particular contact point, and they will actually just touch with each other. When they will touch, then what will happen, then this whole circuit now become a complete circuit. Okay, now through this particular circuit, current can easily pass. So as current can easily pass, when the heat will be supplied from the fire, it will come, then this part will touch with this contact point, and then current will easily generate, and this bell will ring at that instant of time. Clear? So this is actually the thing. When flow of heat will be stopped, then what will happen, this bimetallic strip will no longer be bent in this way, it will just come to its original position. Then this particular point will detach with each other, and the flow of current will stop, then the bell will not ring. So this is actually depending on the flow of heat, that the heat supply. If heat will be there, complete circuit, current will flow, bell will ring. When there will be no heat supply, it will not bend, this part will just detach from each other, current will not flow, bell will not ring. So this is actually the automatic fire alarm. Now the next thing is present in your syllabus, that is the demonstration of the cubical expansion. We are just talking about the bimetallic strip, we have just told about the linear expansion, superficial expansion. Now for the cubical expansion. So cubical expansion, if you are talking about, then cubical expansion means the volume expands. If the volume of any liquid is just expanded, then cubical expansion will be there. One example is given on your book, so from there I am just talking about that. In a particular hot water chamber or hot liquid chamber, suppose some this type of metal spheres are present. Okay, this type of spheres are present. Okay, now suppose I am just taking two examples. Okay, any two liquids or any two particular different liquids I am just talking about. Then within this particular liquid, what you can see that if there will be a flow of heat, then that we'll just talk about. Now suppose here in this liquid, maybe different liquids they are using. One is water is present in this one. Okay, second one ether is present. Suppose one different liquid, and second one suppose the benzene. The benzene is present. So here the liquid is present. So these different liquids are present. Now we are just talking about the cubical expansion here. So definitely we have to talk about the expansion of the volume, that how much rise in the this liquid level. So when there will be heat supply, or when the heat will be present here, then what will happen? These all liquid will try to go in the upward direction. So what you can see that one, that suppose water is just come up with up to this position. Okay, this liquid is just rise up to this position. If you talk about the ether, then it will just rise up till this position. Okay, and for benzene, suppose up to this position. It is depending on the what type of liquids you are actually using. So if you see the rise in the liquid level here in this case and in this case, so you can see there will be a different types of expansion. Okay, but one thing is very much clear to us: when heat will be supplied, then definitely the volume will increase. That means cubical expansion will take place, but it depends on the actually what type of liquids you have taken. Water you have taken, less expansion. Ether you have taken, it is having a more expansion. Benzene just more than water but less than this one. Okay, so this type of thing will be example. One more example is also there that you will read. Okay, same thing, one liquid is there, and here if heat will be supplied, then it will rise up. Same type of experiment is also given over there. Next is given on your book, that is what, that is the some applications of thermal expansion in everyday life. So few example I will just tell you. Few example you will try to do or try to read. If you're not able to understand, then in online class you can ask me. Okay, so examples of what type of thing, that the thermal expansion, or if you can tell that one, the linear superficial type of expansion. So applications of thermal expansion. Applications of thermal expansions. Okay, different types of thermal expansions are there. So suppose you are talking about the railway track, the basic example, suppose we are just talking about the sagging of wire, suppose you are talking about, or if you take the example of the bridge. Okay, or any type of bridge is present, where how it is mounted on the actually rollers, why it is that. So these all things. So first one, if you talk about the actually the railway lines, any type of railway lines if you talk about, then we have seen this one. There will be some gaps are present in between, and they are just actually connected in this way. Okay, maybe you have seen that one. Okay, like this they are actually connected. So now thing is that what type of thing we can see, that whenever the any type of train or any type of vehicle will pass through that one, then definitely there will be friction generated. So as friction will generate, friction will be there, then heat will definitely generated there. So as heat will be generated in this particular position, then what will happen? If they are just connected with each other, then due to the heat supply, then expansion will take place. But as they are attached in this way, so it will bend in this way. So it can actually break, or it will just bend, take the shape of like this. So definitely that damage can be done. So but if there will be a actually gap in between that, so heat will definitely generate due to the friction on the wheel and the railway track, but it will not actually able to pass from this side to that side. So definitely they will not bend in this way, isn't it? So that's why you can tell that one. So you just, there will be a gap in between them. Riveting is also present, that is very important. Riveting means what type of thing? Suppose in case of the boilers and all, so suppose two metals, any type of two metals are actually connected, they are not actually connected in this way, they will not be connected in this way, okay, in this way they are not connected, but what they are using the screw in between them, they are actually called the rivets, okay. So this type of thing actually happened. What type of thing is happening? Suppose in case of the boiler in thermal plants, if you talk about, then due to the huge amount of heat of water, then heat will supply on that one. So as heat will supply on that one, if they are like this one, then they can bend and they can change its shape because of the thermal expansion. But if riveting is present, that the screw which are actually tied in between them, they will not allow that much of heat to just actually bend this one. This metal actually not bend in a particular position. So that's why what will happen, the riveting is very important in case of the thermal expansions, okay. Next example, suppose you are talking about the sagging of wires. You all know that one, that sagging of wire, how actually they are used. We all know that one, when there will be a heat supply, when there will be a heat supply in between the wires, okay. Okay, so why we are talking about the that the bending or the sagging of wire? Suppose any type of wire is present, which if you just connect this one within these two positions A and B tightly, then what will happen? If current will pass, then current will just generate the heat. Okay, we all know that one, Joule's heating. So due to that reason, if they are tightly connected in between the two positions, then it will just actually bend. Okay, it can change the shape like that one, or it will break in this position. But if we will just connect the wire in this way, just they are sagging in between, so when the heat supply will be there, then it will expand, okay, then it cannot actually break. So this type of things are present. One more example I am just also telling, that rest all example you will read from the book. If you have any question, you can tell me that one, okay. That bridges are always, suppose if you talk about any type of bridge, okay, suppose any type of bridge through which the vehicles are continuously passing, they are mounted on the rollers. Sometimes this is actually just made in between, rollers are actually there. So what will happen, if there will be a bending, then this roller will not able to just make this not will allow this bridge to make this type of shape, no bending will be there, okay. So these all are the actually applications of the thermal expansions, okay. Next thing, maybe this is the last portion, okay. So these all are the things which are actually present in this chapter. This is your syllabus. So these all chapters which are not actually came in the first semester exam, rest all chapter will come in the second semester exam, okay. So these are the things, the question answer part I will just discuss in the online class, okay. Thank you.